Fever insider hints at Caitlin Clark making progress in latest injury update. If Indiana's history with Los Angeles is any clue, the Fever knew they'd need every soldier on deck. Their 0-3 against the Sparks, and 2 of those losses stung even harder because they came inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, with their own fans roaring behind them. Now, inside the walls of the Crypto.com arena, stripped of home court comfort and missing 3 anchors, Aari McDonald, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney Colson, the Fever are left clinging to one possibility: Caitlin Clark's return. That return once felt like a mirage as Clark last suited up July 15. Since then, even seeing her twirl a ball on her finger has been rare, but then Sunday happened. Aaliyah Boston fired a pass to Clark, after letting it fly from nearly half-court during shoot-around. The shot wasn't what mattered. It was the sight of Caitlin Clark moving freely. By the time she joined walkthroughs on Monday and again on Tuesday, going through live shooting and scout work, though not contact, the idea of a comeback no longer felt like a fantasy. However, Stephanie White was still firm. "I want to see her in practice, live in practice," she said before Tuesday's rout at Seattle. Practice days stacked together, and yet hope kept sneaking through the barrier, amplified by Chloe Peterson's post on X showing Clark present at shoot-around with the caption, "Everyone accounted for, other than the 3 with season-ending injuries, at shoot-around today." Chloe Bibby is sporting a full sleeve on her left leg. She's available after missing 3 games. Caitlin Clark is going through shoot-around, but remains out for tonight. That's the tease. Close enough to believe, not close enough to count on. However, even with signs that she's edging closer to being active again, many believe she still shouldn't return. The voices of legends and analysts make that clear. Like Lisa Leslie didn't mince words. "I would not put Caitlin Clark back on the floor this season." Rachel Demita, echoing the same caution, added, "Maybe this season is just done for her. Maybe it doesn't make sense for her to come back into the mix if the Fever are contenders." The skepticism continued from Yahoo's Fitz and Fenton, who framed it bluntly. If Indiana draws Minnesota in round 1, what does Clark's short-term return give you that outweighs her long-term value? And then Terica Foster-Brasby, speaking not just from reporting but experience, warns of the hidden toll of injuries. She's not only still nursing that groin injury, but was recently reported as having a mild bone bruise. "I've had a bone bruise before. It took a while to heal. They say it won't affect her timeline, but who knows?" I don't think the Fever really have enough depth at guard to support a Caitlin Clark comeback. "Do you even have enough bodies to support that?" said Ross Gold-Onwood. So, the Fever walked into Los Angeles haunted by what they lack, buoyed only by glimpses of what might be. Now, the question isn't just whether she'll play again this season. It's whether Indiana dares to risk tomorrow for the faintest shot at today, which might also be out of reach, because the Sparks are riding a wave. Caitlin Clark's risk isn't worth it against a surging Sparks. Back on July 10, Los Angeles looked finished. A 91-82 loss to Minnesota dropped them to 6-14, stuck in 11th place, still searching for relevance after the Parker and Agua Mike era, but they didn't fold. They strung together 5 straight wins heading into and out of the All-Star break, then carried that surge into August. Since that point, the Sparks had won 11 of their last 16. They have been hitting 90-plus points in 11 of those games. This run wasn't built on luck. Derek Hamby, Ricky Jackson, Azura Stevens, and Kelsey Plum have been constants. Stevens is in the best form of her career. She is averaging 13.8 PPG, 7.8 RPG, and 41% from 3, which even puts her in the most improved player conversation. Moreover, Plum has been the engine and closer, hitting big shots like the August 20 walk-off against Dallas. Jackson has provided scoring balance, and Hamby her relentless interior presence. The roster has also grown stronger as players returned. Ray Burrell and Cameron Brink came back in July, adding depth that was missing. Julie Alamand slid into the starting lineup after Eurobasket and steadied the backcourt, while her Belgian teammate Julie Van Loo gave them another creator. Together, they have all lightened Plum's load. The Sparks have the league's most potent offense since midseason, but they're also giving up 88.6 PPG, the worst in the WNBA. Their defense leaks, yet their pace and scoring power overwhelm opponents. They've beaten the Liberty on a buzzer beater, outlasted Seattle in double OT, and shown resilience in every close contest. This is the storm Indiana faces tonight. The Fever are shorthanded, and even if Caitlin Clark is close to active again, Throwing her into this fire makes no sense. Against a team this explosive, one wrong step could mean re-injury. For Indiana, the smarter play is patience, because Los Angeles is no longer a team you test comebacks against.